The Armed Forces Command and Staff College in Jaji, Kaduna State, is graduating 240 officers from Senior Course 46. These officers have completed a 50-week training program for tactical and operational responsibilities. President Bola Tinubu was represented by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa. The president assures Nigerians of an improved effort to combat insecurity.
The Armed Forces of Nigeria is working tirelessly to enhance its combat effectiveness, operational capability, and training necessary to eliminate the threats together with our stakeholders. So far, the response of the Armed Forces of Nigeria to the various security challenges has been highly commendable. As Commander-in-Chief, I have been most impressed by your value and bravery as well as your commitment to making our country safe.
Ahead of the planned nationwide hunger protest scheduled for August 1st, the president is appealing to Nigerians to remain calm and vigilant, stressing that no one should use the nation's challenges to incite civil unrest.
Our message and the president's message to Nigerians all is peace. Peace, peace. It's only when we have peace that we can develop. We should never allow anyone to take advantage of us by telling us to come out for whatever reason. Every country in the world is going through crisis. It's not only Nigeria. The president himself is doing so much to ensure that there is peace in Nigeria. Developmental efforts are being put in place to carry everybody along, and we just want that understanding.
Among the graduating officers are participants from allied nations. Meanwhile, awards were given to outstanding participants. As African countries continue to battle a series of security challenges in the region, it is expected that the newly trained officers will assist in these fights. Nisi Gabriel, Arise News, Kaduna.
And in a related development, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, is appealing on behalf of the Armed Forces of Nigeria for citizens to explore dialogue and other means to hold their leaders accountable instead of resorting to protests that may lead to destruction. He made the appeal at a one-day dialogue organized by the Institute for Development Research and Training at Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria. The defense chief stresses that the current climate is not suitable for such actions and they could be exploited by those seeking to cause harm to the country.
There are a number of people that don't want this country to survive. Avenues like that will give them the opportunity to destroy the country the more. So we want to appeal that the government is doing so much to ensure that there is peace and tranquility within the country. This time is not the best time for us to do such things because people will naturally want to take advantage of it to destroy our country. We don't want anybody to destroy our country. We want our country to grow, we want our country to develop. We don't want anybody to be injured or killed. So we're appealing on behalf of the government, on behalf of the armed forces, on behalf of Nigeria as a nation that we have gone through so much. We are all victims. That's one thing we should always understand. We are all victims, and that's why it's important not to make it worse, but to make it better. And the only way we can do that is let us hold our leaders accountable by talking to them, ensuring that they do the right thing.
So my advice to the political class is for them to look inwards, look at the social system, address the problems of every social strata. Let's also look at some of these prescriptions of multilateral institutions such as World Bank, whether they are actually appropriate for our own situation or whether they aggravate our own situation. If they do, we should look inwards and profile our own inbuilt, homegrown solutions.
And rising from a town hall meeting in Enugu, the southeast, the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, Enugu State Chapter, has pulled out of the proposed August 1st to 10th protest against hardships in the country, saying it could result in chaos and loss of lives and property as witnessed during the EndSARS protest. Likewise, the Enugu State branch of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, NYCN, has equally resolved not to take part in the protests and sued for peaceful dialogue, enjoining youths of the state to stay away from any protest in the state and nation's interest.
The National Association of Nigerian Students, NAS, explains that its decision to shun the proposed nationwide hunger protest is in line with its long-standing principles of consultation, consolidation, and confrontation. Presenting his communique after a town hall meeting, Chairman of the Enugu State Chapter of National Association of Nigerian Students, Priska Okeke, said the country's prevailing circumstances do not support the idea of any form of street protest. The student union, however, charged the federal government to take immediate steps to address the challenges of high cost of living facing staff and students.
The Enugu State students arising from this town hall meeting engagement unanimously resolves not to participate in the proposed nationwide protest. This decision is guided by the 3 C's of NANS, which is consultation, consolidation, before confrontation. The student leaders in Enugu State are deeply empathetic to the prevalent hardship in Nigeria and the country at large. However, in the interest of preserving peace and preventing a repeat of the EndSARS experience, we advocate for alternative means of addressing these issues. We reaffirm our commitment to peaceful dialogue and constructive engagement with the government.
In a similar development, the Enugu State Chapter of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, endorsed by over 50 youth organizations, said they prefer dialogue to street protests as it could spiral out of control.
The youth of Enugu State firmly believe that dialogue is the best interest of Enugu State and the country at large. This approach will help us to avoid economic disruption which we witnessed during the EndSARS protest, which had far-reaching consequences.
On behalf of the Enugu Hausa community, most especially the youth, we are not going to participate in this protest. Rather, we are going to participate in dialogue with the government and also to give in our best for the progress of the state and the national at large.
Despite these boycotts, organizers of the End Bad Governance in Nigeria insist that the protest scheduled to hold between the 1st and 10th of August will go on as planned.